Hi there, my name is Jinder and I'm a singer and songwriter and guitarist. If you're watching this video, chances are you're probably familiar with my music to some extent, and I'd like to talk you through today how to play my song "Keep Me in Your Heart," which has been I've been asked to do this many times, and I apologize that it's taken me so long to get around to doing this little tutorial type setup. Now the song itself, there's a few different versions of it. The version I'm going to show you today is the one that was featured in a film called Fisherman's Friends last year. There is also a slightly different version that was on my 2012 album Crumbs of Comfort, and another version on an album called Postcards from Valonia, which I made with a band called the Mercury Men back in 2008. There's also different versions. It's been covered by various people over the years, but this version I'm going to show you how to play is the one from the film, which I recorded with my good friend Simon Johnson, aka the Atlas, who did some lovely production work on it and so on. So basically this song is simple, deceptively simple, but also kind of slyly complicated if you want to play the little filigrees and fills and bits and bobs that are in it. But I'll talk you through the basic structure first. So the intro consists of 3 chords, which is a G6/B, which is basically your ring finger there on the 3rd fret of the B string and your index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. And then you move up to a G6 sus/C, which is basically the same chord, but just the root note moves up, and then the rather ostentatiously named D add 9/add 11, which is basically your folky C shape. You know, the on top of Old Smoky kind of C shape, but you basically move it up a whole tone. So rather than playing it at the first position there, you move it up 2 frets, so you play it up there. That chord is in so many of my songs. It's a song that chord that I've used in a million different songs. It's a great chord. So D add 9/add 11. So the intro just cycles around those chords, kind of played like this. And it goes around a couple of times. The version in the film itself kind of cycles around and around whilst different people are sort of remonstrating and being sad and getting dumped and stuff, which is always nice. So basically you kind of play that intro. I'm going to show you the basic structure of the song. I really encourage you as a player to kind of make this your own, you know, play around with it. I've done a few different versions of it, and it doesn't really have like a set structure. It's not like learning how to play something like Love Me Do, which you can only really sort of play one way because that's the way it went. Just have fun with it, make it your own. But the way I play it is the intro kind of cycling around like that, and I'll talk more about the right hand technique shortly, but and then the verse chords are centered around G6, which is kind of like your standard G chord, but you know, when you play a G chord and you add the ring finger at the 3rd fret of the B string to kind of make it like that sort of 5th kind of G. I can't remember the name of that chord, but it's like you got your standard G, which is your kind of folky Sloop John B G, and then you kind of add that chord for that sort of, it's more that Oasis kind of thing, with the ring finger at the 3rd fret of the B string. So the C6 is like that, but you take the little pinky finger. I've always thought pinky is a really kind of like childish way to describe a finger, isn't it? But let's go with it because that's what everyone calls it. Take your pinky finger off, and you got a G6 chord, of course, named after the popular private jet. So you got G6, and then you got G6/F sharp. So basically all you're doing is you're moving the bass note down, and then E minor, just your standard two finger chord, E minor, and then C. I should add that the C chords in this this song are not the powery kind of C chords that you get in like Josh Ritter likes to use. It's a lovely chord, and I love Josh Ritter's work. There's no offense to him at all, but you're not playing the bottom E when you're playing these C chords. It's your standard folky 3-finger C chord. So you've got the sort of 3rd fret of the A string, then you've got the 2nd fret of the D string, open G string, 1st fret of the B string, then open top E there. So you've got your C chord, and then we go to this chord, which is actually a G6/B, and then that's your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. So you're playing a B there, and you're playing the D on the B string, and then letting the top E and the G and the D ring out open, and then A minor 7, which is your A minor chord, but you're letting the G string ring open there. Then we slide up to the very partially named D add 9/add 11. Then back to the C, back to the D add 9/add 11, and then G6, G6/F sharp, and then E minor, then C, D add 9/add 11, G6. So I'll play you through now the intro and the verse chord patterns. So we've got this. And that's the keep me in your heart, don't let me get away bit, if you're singing over that. And then we go to the chorus, which is A minor 7. And then we are going back to the G6/B, C, G6, and then A minor 7, G6/B, D add 9/add 11, C, D/9/add 11, G6, G6/F sharp, E minor, C, D add 9/add 11, G6. So it takes a little section from the verse, and it reverses it, and then there's a couple of little turnarounds. So this is the I'd wait for you 1,000 years section. So we sort of come out of the verse like this. Back into the keep me on your side, which is another repetition of the verse chords from the first verse. Basically it goes through the I'd wait for you 1,000 years, which we've just been through. Oh, would you do the same for me? And I would swim across the loneliest sea if it meant you could be free. Now this bit changes At the end, it's free my love. It goes to A7, not A minor 7. No matter how far apart we may become. So to A7 again. Please keep me in your heart. Keep me in your heart. So as you can see, it's relatively simple on the surface. And you can play this song in a really kind of folky, straightforward kind of way. You know, you can strum it, you don't have to finger pick it. Or you can go full fingerstyle. So the you're going to need 3 fingers for the picking part with the right hand. So any of the 2-finger kind of John Prine style players, you need to bring your middle finger into play with this one, because it involves some kind of little sort of very kind of basic versions of like banjo rolls, but just with 3 fingers. So it's, so if you can see what my right hand is doing there. So I'm plucking, as you can see, the B string and the A string at the same time. With my thumb and my middle finger. Then I'm bringing the index finger into play for a sort of kind of alternating kind of thing. It's very difficult to describe other than by showing you, but it's sort of like this little kind of dance type fingerstyle thing. So it's that isn't the chord. It's very unnatural playing guitar like this. I feel like I'm about to eat it. And I keep my pinky finger anchored on the scratch plate of the guitar, just as a way of you know, kind of steadying the buffs, as it were, and making sure that my hand doesn't wander off anywhere. And then my ring finger on my right hand doesn't actually do an awful lot in this instance with this song. So it's all about the thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger. So the first instance when the song comes in is a roll, which is A string, G string, and B string, and then it goes back to the kind of alternating. Part, and then for the verses, it sort of carries on in the same pattern. And as you can see, it just sort of there's kind of a lot of internal chord melody happening with the song, but just play it however you feel. Just, you know, you'll find your pocket with the song, and you know, if the fingerstyle thing suits you, then great. But if not, don't worry too much about it. So we've got a few little filigrees, as I was saying. Little kind of fills and bits and bobs. I'll touch on those. These aren't really important. This is just kind of like my seasoning of the song, and it's not something that you need to worry about as a player, unless you want to like really emulate what I'm doing in which case we can look at that, but probably with a psychiatrist. But if you want to follow what I'm doing, there's a few little bits and bobs where you can kind of play it like this. There's like a little slide where I sort of slide up from the C at the first position to the D, add 9/add 11, and then at the end of the sort of roll with the fingerstyle part. I play an A at the top E string, so 5th fret. So on the intro, and if you want to do that, then knock yourself out, make it yours, and then you can find some little hammer-ons and chord melody in the verses if you are playing instrumentally. So you could play it sort of like. So you can play that G6. Alternately, you can throw in a G major 7 there, which is quite a nice kind of summery, jazzy kind of chord. There's lots of little substitutions you can make, and I really encourage you to be inventive with this, and just if there's a chord that you like that fits with the chords in the song, chuck it in there, make it yours. It's your thing. Just have at it, and play it in a way where you can go, that song from the film. Well, I have a reinterpretation of it. And most people will go, reinterpretation? I'm not sure. And then you play it, and everyone will go, oh my god, that's so much better than the original. That Jinder guy, he sucks compared with you. This is what we're aiming for, ladies and gentlemen. So. There's lots of those little kind of interjections and chord melody bits in the way that I play. It's just me faffing about, really, but I encourage you to do the same. So I'll play the song through now, just as a closer, and please, if you do figure the song out in your own way, and you record it, please send it to me. Let me know what you've done with it. I'd love to know. Absolutely love to hear what your take on the song is, because I always feel with songs that they're kind of the song is kind of like an empty house, and it's up to the player to inhabit the house. And sometimes you want to paint the walls a different color in different rooms, and that's totally fine. You go for it. I'm not a fussy landlord when it comes to my songs. You can splash whatever kind of paint around you like. It's yours for the taking. So I'll play the song for you. This is called Keep Me in Your Heart. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a lot of fun playing this yourself. Keep me in your heart. Don't let me slip away. When the morning comes and those tears won't stop, please keep me in your heart, and keep me on your side. Well, sometimes I will run, and even when the tears, they fall from your eyes, please keep me on your side. And I'd wait for you 1,000 years. Oh, would you do the same for me? And I would swim across the loneliest sea if it meant you could be free, my love. Oh, you mean that much to me. So keep me on your mind, even when I am far away. And even though I know you may tire of me someday, please keep me in your heart. And you know I'd wait for you 1,000 years. Oh, would you do the same for me? And I would swim across the loneliest sea if it meant you could be free, my love. Oh, you mean that much to me. So keep me in your heart. Don't let me get away. When the morning comes and those tears won't stop, please keep me in your heart, my love. However far apart we may become, please keep me in your heart. Oh, keep me in your heart. Oh, all right, thank you very much for watching, and happy picking.